Welcome back to Pop Culture Roundup, a podcast where we round up the latest news and talk all things pop culture. I'm your host, Jonah Park, and today, to start off the show, we've got two very important guests with us today. Two of my favorite wizards. We've got Gandalf and Dumbledore. Guys, how are you doing?
The trek from the Shire to here was not easy, but it was well worth it. As for me, the trek from Hogwarts to here, I had to take 3 different brooms. It was insane, man.
That's great. So a lot of people get you two confused, and I want to see if you guys understand kind of the confusion. Do you guys understand how you two could, potentially be confused for one another?
Absolutely not. No, it makes no sense to me how people can confuse us with one another. I mean, obviously, my voice is completely different than his. I think all those times with hobbits is confusing your old friend because obviously we sound very much alike. The only difference being, of course, that I am a professor, an intelligent man, and you are nothing but a tree-hugging buffoon.
Okay. There's no need to get hostile. It was just a simple question. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to stir the pot. Get it? Because, spell, brew, pot, thing, whatever. Yeah, okay, so I guess my next question is, what's your favorite part about being a wizard?
Yes, well, I think my favorite part is that I get to teach all the young, new generation of wizards and see my legacy progress far after me. I mean, of course, I'm doing something great for the world. Something far more than just myself. That is just about the dumbest response I've ever heard. And I'm not even a professor. Have you even fought the likes of an orc before? No? Oh, that's interesting. Come back to me when you've actually engaged in real battle. You Dumbledore. More like dumb Bulldor.
Okay, guys, I think we're getting...
Gandalf, you're so dumb that if you were in one of my classes, I would say you shall not pass. You know why? 'Cause you're so stupid.
No.
Oh, really? Well, now this explains it. Why does Dumbledore surround himself with little children? Oh, that's right, because he is one. Excuse me, who in the room is labeled as the best wizard of all time? Severus Snape. No, that's not true. That's not true. Okay. No. You know what? At least I don't go around flying on giant eagles. That's right, no. You're right, Dumbledore, you're right. You go flying around on a cleaning product. Oh! You just got burned like the fiery gates of Mordor. That's it! I've had it with your slander, and I will have it no more. Have a day. I hope you've made yourself happy, Jonah House of Park, because you just divided 2 wizards, and we will never come back on your show.
Great. Okay. Wow, so I think I just lost 2 best friends today. Guys, we've got a fun show for you today. Obviously, Jaden is back, and we've got a really fun discussion topic that I'm excited to show you guys. So, without further ado, welcome back to the Pop Culture Roundup. Hey, gang. Welcome back. We're going to give another brief word to our sponsors. Here's the first one. You ever think to yourself, man, I love the Joss Whedon cut of Justice League, and I love Morbius, but I only have the money to pay for 1 DVD. Well, look no further. Introducing the DVD bundle of the Joss Whedon cut of Justice League and Morbius. Starting sales off at $15. What's that? Not $15? For free. Wow, that's impressive. Wow, guys. You guys have no idea the offer you're getting right now. We're practically begging you to take a copy. No, we're serious. No, I'm dead serious. Stop the music. Stop the music right now. We are begging you. We need to move a lot of copies right now, and we're not going to do it unless you take a copy. I don't even know who to give it to. I don't know. Honestly, use it as fuel for fire. I don't know. I don't care. I don't care what you do with it, but you need to take it. Take it. And lastly, we've got Gwen Stacy's bungee jumping clock tower extravaganza. Listen to this raving review from Gamora427. She writes, "Isn't that fantastic? So don't wait, call in today. This has been false advertising. And now, back to our regularly scheduled program. All right, so today we've got a bit of a more fun episode.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. I've never done anything like this, and I've never heard of anything like this. But basically,
I feel like we've done stuff like this, but like just us two.
Just us two. Yeah, I've
Right.
never seen like a podcast or something like that do it before.
Right. No, yeah, I agree.
So basically what we're going to do today is we'll call this segment Assembled. And yeah. So basically we have, I think, 6 different villains, Avengers-level threats, and we have to assemble teams of 5 to take on all of these threats. Now, there's a couple rules. Do you know, could you just say what the rules are? What are the rules for this?
Yeah, so if I remember them, if I forget any, just add on. So for one, obviously we have seen different variants of certain heroes. So the first rule is if you were to choose like Tom Holland Spider-Man, you cannot choose Andrew Garfield's, Tobey Maguire's, so on.
Right.
That's a variant.
Right.
But on the other hand, if you choose somebody like Steve Rogers, Captain America, you can still choose Sam Wilson's Captain America because it's a different person. Peg Cardi as Captain America.
Right.
So on. Another example would be like Quicksilver. You could choose him from the X-Men or you could choose him from the Avengers. But once you choose one, done.
Yeah.
That's it. So there's that. The second rule we have is excluding the Avengers. If it's a group setting of heroes, you can't choose more than one from that group in a single fight. So if you were to choose somebody from Fantastic Four against one villain, you can't do a second. So you can't do Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman against one villain. You can do Mr. Fantastic for one villain, Invisible Woman for another.
Right.
So there's that one. Those are the ones I remember. I don't remember the other ones we have.
Yeah. So the only one that I can think of is that you can't reuse heroes, period.
Right.
So like say you do Captain Marvel for one villain, and then obviously there's another villain and you want to choose Captain Marvel again. Well, you already used her for one villain. So basically the way we're formatting it is, okay, there's 6 different Avengers level threats. Treat it like they're all attacking at the exact same time. You have to divide and conquer, and you can't choose that hero to be at 2 places at once because that's just not possible.
Exactly.
So without further ado, the 6 villains we're going to be facing up against today are and that's the other thing. We are choosing MCU related characters. Now, because of recent events, obviously we are now considering obviously like Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, but we're also including the X-Men universe, and now we're also including the Fantastic Four universe. So really there's no characters, any character that we've seen in any movie is free game.
Right. So like, and it goes back to previous movies. So like, for example, we've seen Silver Surfer in a Fantastic Four movie.
Exactly.
He is fair game.
Right.
We have heard talks about Nova and Adam Warlock. We've heard them come up.
Yeah.
They're in here. So we have a very, very big selection.
Right. So the 6 villains we have today, should I say it or should we just go through it?
Let's just go through it.
Okay, cool. I don't think we're going to start in the order that I sent it to you.
Oh, no? Okay. I'm cool with either way. Whatever you want to start with.
Okay. Well, okay. Why don't we start with Ultron? Okay. So this villain is Ultron. We're choosing to go not the Age of Ultron movie route. We're going to do basically imagine the what if variant. So if the what if variant was purely Ultron and not Vision and Ultron, and he didn't have the Infinity Stones, so like just as powerful, but not like Infinity Stone level. So,
Right.
Jaden, who are you choosing to go up against Ultron?
All right. So here's my 5, and I had to think about this.
Yeah.
And this is solely based off of, what were you going to say?
Well, I'll also say that another thing we forgot to mention is we have to choose one team member as the leader of the team. But
Correct.
yeah, okay, so yeah, keep going.
Yeah. So this is solely off of statistics. Ultron is made from vibranium. We know that.
Right.
We know that.
Yeah.
So as my number 1, because it's the only thing that can break vibranium,
Right.
Wolverine with adamantium.
Okay.
I had to go with Wolverine.
Okay.
Especially, regeneration power. Like
Yes.
he has ultra healing. He's an animal. I had to pick up Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
Next, I got Black Panther.
Okay.
This is what I'm saying. Like vibranium on vibranium, like it's going to put up a fight.
Right.
Plus, Black Panther's a beast.
Yeah.
I got Captain America solely because of like the shield, and that's who I have as the leader. So he's more, calling it out. And I mean, in the movies, I know it's not the exact same Ultron, but he at least put up a fight, and we've seen him go up against somebody like Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he wasn't able to do much, but he at least had the willpower to go up against him. So I feel like Cap is a good placement right here. Then I'll save him for last. I got Iron Man. The suit I choose for Iron Man is his nanotech.
Okay.
Easy pick. That was an easy pick.
Now for nanotech, are you choosing the Infinity War suit? Okay. Or you could also choose the Endgame suit. I mean, it doesn't matter. It's just primarily appearance, but then there's also some added abilities with the Endgame suit.
Like what?
Like the shields, like the energy shield.
Endgame.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Cool.
Endgame nanotech.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize they were different suits. When did he
really?
have time? Yeah, no. When did he have time to? He had a lot. No, he didn't have any time. He was
5 years.
When did he? He was in space.
No, he came back and then the 5 years started.
Oh, really?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't remember.
But anyways,
that one. My last member for Ultron is Wong.
Interesting.
I had to throw in a sorcerer in there.
Yeah, of course.
I feel like there's a lot more opportunity to attack him.
Cool.
From multiple angles.
I agree.
If Wolverine is going at you straight on, and you already know that he's made of adamantium and he can actually wreck you, you're going to put your focus on that.
Right.
Wong's going to open a portal from the back.
Yep.
And Iron Man and Black Panther are going to come out and destroy him. While at the just a whole lot of craziness is going to go on with that team.
Dude, that's going to be so sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
I liked that one.
Yeah. So for me, the biggest issues that I was thinking through is, biggest issues in comics and also in the film with Ultron is the fact that he can be anywhere at any time. Right. And it's because he can replicate himself very, very, very frequently, for lack of a better term. Right. So my whole goal is, I need some tech geniuses who can eliminate the replication problem, but I also need some good heavy hitters that can really
do some damage,
cause problems.
Right.
So, wait, did you say who? Oh, Captain America was the leader.
Yeah, Cap is my leader.
Okay, so I'm not gonna go. Okay, so first I chose Scott Lang's Ant-Man. We saw in Civil War how he was super easy. It was super easy to infiltrate the Iron Man suit and then just cause havoc inside. And he can control ants, which if you controlled a ton of ants, I'm sure they could do basically exactly what you're doing, which is going inside and dismantling everything, but just at a faster pace. Yeah. And he can also turn into Giant Man, which is also going to cause some problems too.
Good thought.
Yeah.
Good thought.
Second, I chose Kate Bishop's Hawkeye. Yeah.
Really?
I know. So I'm thinking about the scene from Civil War where Hawkeye, same scene, but where Hawkeye shot Scott, across the way or whatever. And I'm also thinking about like in the What If series, how the antidote to getting rid of Ultron was in that one arrow. I feel like there's a lot of possibilities with that character. Now, it's not someone who's super strong. It's not whatever, but I think she is going to, and think about like in Age of Ultron, Hawkeye did carry a lot of damage to the Ultron bots. You know what I mean?
So why choose Kate Bishop? Why not choose Clint?
I think because there is an added level of her being gymnastic and being able to maneuver around very well. And she's basically just as skilled as Clint Barton, but she has the added gymnastic ability to that. Now, I know you.
I don't know about the same skill level.
I don't know. I don't know about that. I think she, yeah, whatever.
Okay.
Third choice.
You're throwing a child into Ultron's power.
Who was I thinking about? I was thinking about America Chavez. Not on this battle, but I was like, America Chavez.
She's different though.
Yeah.
She can just hide in a different dimension.
Right. But that's not fighting. That's not eliminating the problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess.
So the leader of this team, and my next choice would be Sam Wilson's Captain America. Now, you're shocked at my list, bro.
I am.
So here's the reason why. Okay. If we look at the end battle of Falcon and Winter Soldier, he is not only good at commanding what's happening or whatever, but he's also got the wingsuit. So he's got the aerial advantage, and the amount of combos he was pulling out on that last battle of Falcon and Winter Soldier was insane. Right. I think he can definitely like push back the Ultron bots enough for us to like figure it out. You know what I mean? So my fourth choice is Phastos from the Eternals. He is the technologically minded Eternals, and he was there at the dawn of time to create technology. If anybody's going to have a chance at figuring out, okay, how do we stop this technological threat? It's going to be Phastos. My last choice, which I think I probably should have started with the ones that made the most sense so that you wouldn't look at me like I was having lobsters call out of me.
You had me in the first half.
Yeah, you're like, okay, Ant-Man. What?
Kate Bishop?
Yeah.
That's her name, Wilson?
Last choice is Vision. In the Age of Ultron movie, Vision was the only one to really do damage in terms of shutting out Ultron from the system, and also the fact that he is also made of vibranium, and the fact that he's Ultron's creation or whatever. It just made the most logical sense to me. So I was like, of course, Vision. I should have started with that so that you're not like, I should have started with the ended with the iffy choices in your eyes.
I agree.
So the next villain we're going to do is the Skrull Invasion. Now, I'm really excited about this one because the biggest thing is it's not so much power set. Now, that's going to be important, but the biggest factor is who's going to figure out that who's a Skrull, and then who's going to stop it quick enough before it spreads too far.
Right.
So, Jaden, what is your Skrull Invasion team?
Bro, you're not ready for this list because I thought very hard.
Yeah, I did too.
And for this one, like I said, so for the Ultron one, there were 3 people that I could have chose as my leader. I had Cap. I would have put Black Panther and Iron Man as a leader set. The reason I chose Cap was because the other 2 are more willing to attack. They have more armor on them. So I'm going to choose the person who's going to stand back a little bit, but still do the anyway.
Yeah.
So for this one, I also have 3, and I'll tell you after I go through the list. So my number 1 is Nick Fury. Cool. He was one of the first humans to really see Skrulls. So he kind of understands something's going on.
Right.
You know, and there have been rumors that like he's been off planet.
Right.
And like all that. So he could be more on that level than we even know right now.
Yeah.
So Nick Fury, I feel like, is a good choice, and that's my leader. That's my number one,
Cool.
because he does know about Skrulls out of all of these people.
Yeah.
There's only one person that might know as well.
Yeah.
My second is Mr. Fantastic.
Okay.
Genius.
Yeah.
We got to go with smarts
Intellect.
too, but then at the same time, because he has superpowers, he's able to still put up a fight.
Right. So which version of Mr. Fantastic? Which, like John Krasinski? Are we choosing the one from the original movies?
I'm choosing the original, all because John Krasinski gave out their biggest secret.
Yeah, that was the dumbest thing ever.
Only reason.
Black Bolt can literally destroy you with one word from his mouth.
What mouth?
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah, no, OG. Yeah. The first Fantastic Four movie. Yeah. OG. So that was my second leader that like could have been chosen. Here's my third. Hank Pym as Ant-Man.
Cool.
Hank Pym's Ant-Man.
Cool.
Because, he's still got the suit. Mm-hmm. So he's Ant-Man.
Yeah.
But he's also just as intelligent as Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
He's up there. So I feel like those two will be able to put together a solid formula, a solid idea to contain. Yeah. Right?
Yep.
Now, here's the two oddballs.
Okay.
Both from space.
Okay.
Heimdall.
Okay.
Heimdall, because he's a great swordsman.
Yep.
His eyes get to see what's deceiving.
Yep.
So that's a big one.
That's a huge one.
Yeah, they can what's the word? Change into people.
Oh my gosh. I just told you too. What is it?
Yeah. I don't know.
Shapeshift. There we go.
So Skrulls can shapeshift. Yeah. I feel like Heimdall will be able to see right through that.
Right.
So, and then on top of that, he controlled the Bifrost.
Right.
So if it starts kind of getting out of hand, Mr. Fantastic and Hank Pym are like,
you know what?
It's going there. It's going there. Hey, I got you. Boom, 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 boom.
You're making excellent points right now.
Are you ready for this one?
Okay.
Guess who's gonna tag team with him?
Who?
Yondu.
Oh, I was like Yondu. Now it makes sense. Yep.
All he got to do is whistle.
Fair.
That's all he got to do.
Fair.
But I want the Yondu with the big mohawk.
Yeah.
Because that one's cooler.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I see Nick Fury calling out calls. I see the other two smart people containing, but can still fight if needed. But they're more on the how do we contain? And then Heimdall and Yondu are the attackers because they can get anywhere, anytime, just as fast as anybody else.
Yeah.
And Yondu can murder them all.
Yeah.
Super quickly. So that is my Skrull invasion. That was one of my favorite lists I made.
That is a very interesting team. And it makes sense. And I love that.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. I chose Nick Fury as my leader.
It's a solid choice.
It just makes sense. I mean, if you look at if you look at the comics, if you look at what the series is looking like it's going to be about, Nick Fury just knows. He knows, you know? And we've seen he's already interacted with Skrulls before. Now, granted, he wasn't at his prime because he was younger or whatever.
Right.
But in Captain Marvel, which leads into my next choice, Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel has had the experience to know what Skrulls are, what they do, how they act, what they, like she's spent time with these things. If anybody's going to know how to attack or how to properly, manage a Skrull invasion, it's got to be her.
Unfortunately,
I know you don't like Captain Marvel, but she's gonna do it. So my next choice is Druig from the Eternals. Now, I think that I know Druig can control minds, which is, that's different. But I think Druig can also read minds, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's a telepath. Now, it doesn't matter anyway, because if Druig is controlling a group of people's, because he can control mass amounts of people's minds. If he can control an entire group of people and say, hey, change back to your original form, whoever's a Skrull, they're screwed. They're going to be found out.
Yeah, you're right.
My fourth choice is Ghost Rider. Ghost Rider has the penance stare, which makes anybody feel the guilt of what they've done. Like, and I guess the more that I think about this, the more it might not be that great of a choice, but
he's gonna start killing random people.
Yeah, I know. That's what I thought. And I'm like, That being said, if they're a Skrull, they'll die. And if not, they'll still die. So there's that.
Man, rest in peace.
I know. My last choice, and this is kind of an oddball, but I feel like it kind of works, is War Machine. Now, War Machine's not going to do the best at figuring out who's who. But when the time comes of figuring out who's who, he's going to be somewhat of a heavy hitter. Now, you already have a heavy hitter with Captain Marvel.
Right.
As a heavy hitter. But he's got the firepower to really like take care of what's going down and whatever, you know?
Right.
So it's an oddball, but yeah, I should have given more thought to the Ghost Rider thing. I just thought it would like find people out better because he can see through people.
Right.
But the reality is, it doesn't matter who it is; they're going to die.
Well, if they're guilty,
right? Which everybody on planet Earth kind of is somewhat guilty of something.
Don't you think there's got to be some like some bar?
I don't know. I mean, Steve Rogers could pull another like special moment where, you know, I can live Mjolnir moment where he's like, I haven't done anything guilty or whatever.
Yeah.
But even then, like, I don't know. He went back in time and, you know, danced with the woman he loved.
Leave
so
my man alone.
The next villain we'll do is Doctor Doom. Now, I had to really do some thought about this because the Doctor Doom both Doctor Dooms that we've gotten in film, not the greatest. Not gonna lie.
Right.
So I think we're gonna change this up a little bit to be a little bit somewhere in between the movie version and the comic version now, because comic version can get OP. Right. I don't want it to be OP, because I just want it to be just your typical Doctor Doom.
Right.
So, Jaden, what is your team for Doctor Doom, man?
I like this one too.
You know what? Actually, I'm so sorry. Let me give a brief synopsis as to his power set, because I feel like a lot of people, including myself, had no idea what Doctor Doom's power set was, or like why he was such a threat to the Avengers.
Gotcha.
Because right now he's just a guy in a metal suit. If you really think about it,
with electricity.
Right. Supervillain appearing. Okay, nope, that didn't have any of the powers. There we go. Genius level intellect. He is in the comics lore. He is the smartest person on planet Earth, or at least the second smartest person on planet Earth. Mastery of science and the dark arts. So he's got a little bit of magic and science, which makes him incredible with that. Expert hand-to-hand combat, martial arts. He's like incredibly talented at like hand-to-hand combat. Yeah, he's like, yeah. That's funny. Like, what? Powered armor grants superhuman strength and durability, gauntlet lasers and force blasts, flight via rocket boots, and force field generation. So he's basically like Batman, but then like make Batman like
cooler,
kind of, and have a little bit of like superpowers in him. So
and smarter.
Yeah. So, anyways, okay, you're saying, what was your team?
All right, so I'll start with my leader.
Okay.
I'm going Professor X.
Cool.
Because now his force field won't work, so it'll be a little bit easier to, stop him. Mind games, it'll put some wear on him. Right. I think Professor X is a solid choice.
Yeah.
Then I got Deadpool.
Okay.
Because why not?
Right. He's unpredictable. So.
Exactly. Deadpool could do whatever. And then break the fourth wall, tell us a joke, and then go right back into battle. Right. So, some comic relief. We needed it because then I have Ghost Rider, the Keanu Reeves version that we are hoping for.
Yes.
Not like it matters. You're right.
I know, but still,
I think the only reason I had him on here was because that he has fire.
Okay.
Dr. Doom's in a metal suit.
Yeah.
I think that was literally the only thing.
Maybe Ghost Rider just isn't a wise choice for any team ever.
Yeah. Maybe not. Maybe I need to learn way more about Ghost Rider.
Same.
Because, yeah. I mean, maybe he can hit him with the
Penance
stare.
Yeah, maybe. I think so.
Probably not, though.
I don't know.
There's no way a genius like that is going to let himself die right away because somebody stared at him,
Right?
let alone a skeleton.
Yeah, seriously.
Anyways, I'll save that one. Next, I got Quicksilver from the Avengers. The only reason why in this case I chose the Avenger one, literally the only reason, was because I already had Professor X, Mutant,
another X-Men. Yeah.
Couldn't do it. So I chose the Avenger one so it could work.
Cool.
I feel like getting a speedster on here really helps.
Mm-hmm.
It gets, his focus off maybe a little bit, hopefully. So with Professor X trying to mess with him and Quicksilver trying to mess with him,
right.
I feel like it gives, even Ghost Rider and Deadpool an opportunity to attack, not saying that the other two also can't attack. So then my last one is Loki. Okay. I feel like somebody also with magic would do. Question. We didn't discuss this one. Does Loki have this? Does Loki have the staff? Staff or no staff?
I don't think it matters, right? Why would it matter?
Because he has the Tesseract.
Well, the Tesseract is isn't
that part of it?
The Mind Stone. So that's another telekinesis or telepathic mind control kind of deal.
Oh.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I thought the Mind Stone was inside of the Tesseract.
No, the Space Stone is inside of the Tesseract. Yeah.
This man had 2 Infinity Stones on him and lost.
I'm telling you.
I'm going to have to rethink Loki now. Like for a whole different subject.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude.
That boy lost to 6 people.
I'm telling you.
And he had 2 Infinity Stones?
I'm saying.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So does he have those weapons? Does he have the Tesseract?
Definitely not the Tesseract. I mean, you could have the scepter, but I don't see that adding or detracting
energy
anything.
Blast.
I get, yeah, okay, sure, yeah, we'll say the scepter. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a trickster. I mean, just his magic alone could do something. That's not something that genius level could predict.
Yeah.
So I feel like Loki being in there is a good oddball out.
Yeah.
So I think it's a whole bunch of oddballs together, honestly.
Yeah.
I feel like it could be a 50-50 fight. I have faith in my heroes / anti-heroes. I literally have more anti-heroes than actual heroes on that list. That's crazy.
So who was the leader of your team? Was it X-Men? Professor X?
Professor X.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. So, oh dang, I didn't realize I didn't choose a leader for this team yet. Okay, I'm gonna say this. So, first and foremost, we got Mr. Fantastic, the only person who is smarter than Doctor Doom, or at least even is like they match in terms of intellect, or are Mr. Fantastic is slightly above. It's Mr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
So,
that's like, why didn't I do that?
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Fantastic, to be fair, I considered putting him in like 3 different teams. This is the one I chose because of his intellect.
Fair.
And because he's the only person that's ever really been able to defeat Doctor Doom. And to my knowledge. Now, it could be changed. So, my second... You're like...
I shouldn't have put Ghost Rider in there. Could have done so much better with that. Anyways.
Seriously, Ghost Rider is our most regretted pick. Regardless of the team, it's just our most regretted pick.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Okay, so my second pick is Black Panther. Not only for his knowledge of like the diplomatic affairs, because I feel like that's one thing that Doctor Doom catches people up on is the fact that like he's from Latvia or something like that. And anytime they're on international soil, he always catches them with something. I feel like Black Panther not only has the fighting style, the strength, and the vibranium, but if Doctor Doom tries to pull out some diplomatic crap on him, Black Panther's like, no, I know all of this. Like, I know all the rules. We're fine. Let's keep going.
Have a whole debate instead of a fight.
It's like a courtroom scene. It's like, this man, which is why I chose my third pick as She-Hulk. No, I'm just kidding. Because if they get into a law, no.
Should have chose Matt instead.
We're not gonna get into that today because that is a whole other topic.
Okay.
My third pick is going to be Valkyrie. She's an Asgardian. She's got super strength and she's a skilled like fighter. I think it just makes sense.
Does she have the Pegasus or no?
Oh, I'm going to say no.
Cool, because it probably would have died in the first 15 seconds.
You know what? You're probably right. Dr. Doom probably would have just straight up murdered it. Yeah.
Dead.
We're going to have glue and we're going to have Jello tonight because all of those horses' bones we're going to grind down and make something with it. That was disturbing.
Gross.
And
you ruined everything.
Yeah, that was disgusting. Fourth pick is going to be Shang-Chi.
Nice.
With the rings and with his martial arts style, he's going to be a heavy hitter, and he's also going to it just makes sense.
Right.
My last pick is the Ancient One, someone who is so well versed in the mystic arts. It's going to be insane, and not only the mystic arts, but also the forbidden mystic arts of like the Dormammu's magic and stuff like. It's going to. It's just gonna go down, man.
It's about to go down.
This was one of the teams that I was very thrilled about.
Yeah, that's a solid choice.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I like
that.
It's so awesome. Next villain is Kang the Conqueror.
Thank you, because this is my least favorite one.
Okay, cool. So what is your team? How do you do this?
So let me just tell you right now, I have 0 leaders on this team.
Oh. Okay.
But here's the leader I chose because it's the most fitting. My number 1 is Scarlet Witch. That's my leader.
Cool. That's you. Okay.
She has the most. I wouldn't say the most experience, but
right.
In my opinion, she's the most powerful out of this team. That's fair. With that said, you follow her lead, you're probably going to be good. Yeah. And it's Kang the Conqueror. So I'd listen to Scarlet Witch.
Yeah.
My second one, just because Kang is freaking Kang, this is probably I think this is the only one I would say in this instance is OP. And my second pick is Black Bolt.
Okay.
Because I feel like Kang can still avoid Black Bolt to not be easily destroyed, but even then Black Bolt is still a very hard hitter.
Yeah.
So I feel like it evens out a little bit, but I still feel like Black Bolt is in general just a little bit overpowered.
Yeah.
So my third, man, this one's so late. I have the mighty Thor. So I have Jane Foster as Thor.
Okay.
Another hard hitter. Her with Mjolnir in the movie. I did like the way that because it was broken into shards, she was able to manipulate that. So I find that very cool. I find that very tactical. That with, she still can control lightning. Yeah. She can fly. So, it's a smart choice in my opinion. I feel like it's a good pick. Next I got Kingo. Okay. That's the one that can energy blast and whatever. Yeah. I just see it as more range. You don't have to get close up. Yeah. But you can still get close enough and still do more damage with. I don't really know anything about that character, to be honest. I just know that he has some energy blaster so he can shoot King. I don't know. Yeah. And then my last one, because I was running out of characters, this was my last list I did. I chose The Thing. Okay. Just as another hard hitter. Cool. Super strength. I feel like, because is it the thing in Spider-Man where in the comics they have like the Super Bowl special. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, that's Colossus and Wolverine.
Ah, you're right.
But still, I mean, like
same concept.
You could just still do it. Yeah,
right. I think especially with Kingo or does Black Bolt fly? You said a little bit, right?
A little bit, yeah.
I feel like he could give him more speed. Like Scarlet Witch and Jane don't need it. They really don't.
No.
But the other two, I feel like you could do something with it.
It definitely could be.
I don't see that as the greatest of teams, but very doable and very winnable in my opinion. Just not my favorite team up because it was the last one I decided to go through.
Yeah.
So. But
that's fair. So for me, for the leader, it's going to be Iron Man, and he's going to have the endgame suit.
Yep.
Iron Man is Kang's biggest deal is that he's in the 25th century. So he's he's got technology that way advances ours. If anybody's going to figure out the technological aspect of it, it's going to be Tony Stark.
Right.
Obviously we could have chose Fastos, but I already did that for another thing. Mm-hmm. Second choice is Moon Knight. Now, Moon Knight, here's the thing, and I should have told you this, but I didn't tell you this. Do you know why I chose Moon Knight?
Not even a little bit.
Okay. Why do you look so disappointed right now?
Because I watched the show.
Okay. Oh, yeah, fair. Okay, but Moon Knight as a character, not bad. Not bad. Okay. Skilled fighter. Here's one thing I didn't tell you, and I should have. I just thought you knew it, but now that I am, Kang the Conqueror went back in time to ancient Egypt and ruled over ancient Egypt for a while, for a long time. I can't remember his name. I don't think Ramatut is the right thing. It might be, but anyways. Who else is well versed in who was there at the beginning of Egypt? It was crap. Why am I forgetting the god's name now? You know what I'm talking about, though, right? The god,
Moon Knight's god.
Yeah. What's his name?
Khonshu.
Yeah. And so if anybody's going to have the history lesson of, okay, this is who Kang was because we studied him, it's going to be Khonshu, and it's going to be coming in the form of Moon Knight. And he's a skilled fighter, so why not? My third choice,
still interesting. Interesting
for sure.
Because how close are you going to be able to get to Kang?
It's not so. It's more about the knowledge.
Okay.
And then once we like take out his technology with Iron Man, you're gonna need a skilled fighter to go in, because Kang is also a very skilled fighter because he's studied centuries of martial arts. Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. My third choice is gonna be Makari, who's the speedster of the Eternals. If anybody's going to stop Kang before he can change things or get all wonky and wacky with time, we need someone who's going to move at the speed of light. Because even if Kang freezes time, Makari can move at that rate. You know what I mean? Right. At a standstill moment. We're going to need a speedster with us.
Fair.
Fourth choice is going to be Scarlet Witch. It just makes sense.
It does. It makes sense.
It's kind of like if you're ever going to go up against Kang, you probably need Scarlet Witch with you. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
And then my last choice is Cable. Cable is the only other time traveler that we've seen that knows the future and is well versed in it.
That's a good choice.
So we not only know about Kang's past, we not only know about Kang's future, but we also have someone in the middle of it to do like all the technology stuff and work together and figure it out. I was really proud of that team too. So.
That's a good team.
Yeah, dude.
Man.
So I felt pretty good about that.
Mine look like trash.
No, I mean, like you got some heavy hitters, dude.
Don't try to pick me up. Man, that is a solid 5.
Yeah.
I give props for that list.
Yeah.
That's an amazing list.
I felt good about that one. So.
Yeah, that's solid. I give that one to you. That's 100%.
All right. Yeah, dude.
All right,
so,
we got two more.
We got two more villains. We're going to go Thanos next.
Makes sense.
All right.
So, off bat,
okay,
I thought about it.
Yeah.
Who is one hero that Thanos doesn't want to fight because he will put up a fight and could lose? The Incredible Hulk.
Okay. Cool.
So, of course, I had to put Hulk on there.
Yeah.
I'm not... we're going to get to the point where Hulk is past him being scared of Thanos, but we're also not going to be smart Hulk. We're just going to be the Hulk.
Yeah.
So, like, Avengers 1 monster Hulk. I want that Hulk. Because that's the only one, in my opinion, that's a beast.
We are also saying that Thanos has the full Infinity Gauntlet. I forgot to preface that.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. So I want the Incredible Hulk. I want Avengers Hulk. Easy choice. Yeah. Next, I'm choosing Thor with Stormbreaker.
Cool. He was the closest.
Easy. Literally, yeah. Easy. He could have beat him. He could have won. But he wanted him to suffer instead, and that's where his ego got in the way. That's the only reason why we even got an Endgame is because Thor kind of screwed up with his ego. Bless you.
Thank you.
So yeah, I'm gonna choose Thor. He's learned from his mistakes. He's going for the head this time.
Yep. Or the arm, whatever.
One of the either way. Yeah.
Either way. Yeah.
So I got 3 heavy hitters. Next is Gilgamesh, right? That's the heavy hitter. That's the strong one.
Yep.
How to do it? Just off of pure strength. That's literally it. You're going to have a hard time, even with the Infinity Gauntlet at some point, with 3 hitters, and then this one, who is my leader, the Ancient One. Cool. Because if you think about it, you like we were talking about, Doctor Strange put up a fight without without the Time Stone. Yeah. The Ancient One is more powerful than Doctor Strange, knows way more spells, knows how to do all of it. Yeah. I feel like it's the perfect person to put with 3 giant hitters. Yeah. I feel like it's going to make Thanos' world terrible. Yeah. It's going to be real bad. Then for my final one, I'm putting Shang-Chi in there too. Cool. Because I feel like he's going to be able to get, like, with everything going on, he's still going to be able to get close enough if he needs to, but he could also stay far away and use the power of the rings if needed. Yeah. So I feel like that's a heavy squad. Yeah. So Ancient One is my leader. Yeah. I feel like with Thanos, you need heavy hitters on your side. Of course. Need heavy hitters on your side. Plus, Hulk and Ancient One have talked. Bruce Banner and the Ancient One have talked face to face. Yeah. So they at least know each other. And then Hulk with Thor, like, there's already chemistry. Yeah. I think it just works out really, really well. So. Yeah. Yeah. No, I think that's a good team. So for mine, the leader of mine is going to be Doctor Strange. Now, and we also forgot to mention this too. We're just going along as we remember, but Doctor Strange doesn't have the Time Stone in this case because not an idiot. Sorry. No. I just remembered my thought process. Yeah. Because obviously, if Thanos has the full Infinity Gauntlet, there's no way that Doctor Strange would have the Time Stone in that case. Plus, it would make him too OP. Though one could argue Doctor Strange did have the Time Stone and still lost to Thanos, but that's a completely separate. There's a reason behind why he lost, so it doesn't even make whatever. It's whatever. Right. My next choice is going to be Jean Grey, aka the Phoenix. So the way we also did Jean Grey is we're not doing Dark Phoenix because that's way too OP, and we're not just doing regular Jean Grey because, I mean, that could even work, but we chose to go in the middle of, like, there is a character in the comics known as Phoenix, which is right in between Dark Phoenix and whatever. Right. That's who we're going with. The telepathy and the mind control, like the fact that you can, I'm sorry,
the telepathy and the telekinesis combined in one individual, we saw how much Mantis mind controlling Thanos helped.
Right.
It was incredibly helpful. So I was like, we need to get at least one telepath on our team.
Smart.
And the fact that she has telekinesis too definitely adds to that, whatever.
Right.
And not only that, but Jean Grey is known as the most powerful telepath on anywhere. So that is going to definitely do some wonders.
100%.
Third choice is going to be Hulk. It just makes sense.
You have to put him on there.
You have to put him on there because he needs that rematch, because Hulk did some damage.
Right.
And then Thanos just came out of left field. But now that like Hulk has familiarity to him, I feel like it just makes sense to put him back.
Right. The only reason why Thanos won the first fight is because he had the jump on him. He had the surprise.
Yeah.
Hulk didn't realize, oh wow, he's good.
Yeah. Oh, he can fight. Oh, yeah.
And Thanos moved for a big guy. I'm thinking about that fight. That dude moved.
Yeah. He was quick with it.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
Hulk was slumped in 5 seconds, bro. I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. So I feel like, looking at my list, I feel like I should have put Scarlet Witch on here because in actuality, Scarlet Witch was the only one to really like do significant damage to Thanos
with one hand.
Yeah.
While destroying an Infinity Stone in the other.
Thanos was so scared, he literally destroyed his own army to like get rid of this girl. It was like, I should have put her on here. I didn't, obviously, but my second choice is going to be Icarus. Superman base. Like, guys, it makes I know it's an Eternal. I know we don't like Eternals. It just makes sense.
That's
like
the main Eternal we don't like.
I know, but think about it. Does it make sense?
Gosh.
Yeah.
Even though he said he doesn't fight variants in the movie, and we're not going to go into depth about Thanos is technically a variant.
Yeah. That was the dumbest logic I've ever seen in an entire movie.
It's really bad.
Last choice is going to be Mighty Thor, Jane Foster. Exactly your reasoning of like the Mjolnir kind of breaking off into millions of parts.
Right.
How she was able to maneuver that. It and having the same abilities as Thor, but like different move sets and skill sets in that, I think is going to definitely do some damage and help a lot.
That's fair.
Yeah. I think it would be really cool to see like the Mjolnir break off and then like form around the Infinity Gauntlet so that he can't snap. Like,
or even like, even if she just did what Tony did.
Yeah.
And just like held it.
100%.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's smart.
That'd be super dope. All right. Last villain is Galactus. Probably one of the most anticipated and requested Avengers villains for a movie since like the dawn of time.
Right.
So Jaden, who do you have for your Galactus team? Yeah.
Because how do you defeat Galactus?
Yeah.
He walks in space.
Yeah.
He's taking steps.
Yeah.
In space. I don't think people understand how scary that is.
Yeah.
Just that fact alone. We are thinking of a giant, but not just any giant. He's walking in space.
Yeah.
Everybody else is this big to him.
Yes. Even smaller.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you like? Yeah, super stupid.
Yeah.
But I put up a fight.
Okay.
I feel like these are warriors.
Yeah.
I feel like this is going to be good. Number 1, Adam Warlock.
Cool.
We don't know much about him. And honestly, like even comic book level, I don't know much about him. All I know is he is solid.
Yeah.
And he can breathe in space.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite.
That's it.
I was really thinking like, who can breathe in space?
Yeah. Adam Warlock can.
Which leads to my leader and my second, Silver Surfer.
Okay.
He was one of the henchmen at one time of Galactus.
Yes.
How are you not going to choose Silver Surfer? He knows Galactus.
Right.
So there's some leeway on like trying to beat him.
Yeah.
We like that.
Yeah.
Next, Vision. I just, he has an Infinity Stone. I feel like that's going to help. He's super strong.
Yeah.
I don't know. Because I don't even know how much damage you could do to somebody that big. Like, it hurts my brain. Like, I guess in superhero terms, like, I guess, like, Vision's he's a hard hitter. So we like that. Next is Doctor Strange. Because I don't know because the reason why I put Doctor Strange here and not with Thanos was the whole time stone thing, which now leads into a question that I didn't think about until we started this.
Yeah.
I'm assuming he still doesn't have the time stone.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it blew my entire thing.
Oh, dang it.
That's literally the only reason I put Doctor Strange.
Oh, so you were saying that he would have the time stone if he wasn't on the Thanos team.
Exactly. But then when we were talking about it, I remembered, I was like, wait, they're all doing this at the exact same time.
Yeah.
That means he still don't have the time stone.
Right.
But it's whatever.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
I mean, Doctor Strange is a formidable.
Not bad.
He's not bad.
And you know what? I'm gonna choose the one from Multiverse of Madness. I want Illuminati Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Just to make him a little bit more up there.
Yeah.
It gives him a little bit of leeway, a little bit of an edge.
Yeah.
Better than just Doctor Strange, because he knows a little bit of the dark arts.
Yeah.
He knows a little bit. Yeah. Which could all. No, probably not. We're not going to talk about that.
Okay.
My last one is Phoenix. Because, like you said, she's the strongest telekinetic.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it don't matter who you put up against Galactus. In reality, 5 people are not stopping Galactus. You need worlds on worlds to stop in reality. But for a starting 5, I like my team. Yeah. I think it's solid. So I'm cool with it.
Yeah. I agree. Okay, so for my first choice and my leader, it's going to be Hank Pym's Ant-Man.
Interesting.
Someone who has the ability to grow in size. Granted, the largest that anybody's ever gotten with Pym particles is still not large enough to beat Galactus. But if you can synthesize that, and if you can get it to where it's it's pretty deep, you can at least get some sort of height leverage on Galactus. Hey, do it, man. Like,
is he walking in space?
Yeah. Probably not. And
it's not big enough.
Look, you're right. But also there's a lot of intelligence that comes with Hank Pym.
No, you're right.
Not only on the scientific side, but also a little bit on the technological side. He can figure something out. And I mentioned he's the leader of the team. Did I mention that?
You did now if you didn't before.
Okay, cool. Second choice is going to be Black Bolt. The sheer amount of vocal capacity Black Bolt has is astonishing. It's crazy. To push someone back.
It's a good choice.
Third choice is going to be Thor. Again, kind of my Adam Warlock character. He can breathe in space, and he's got Stormbreaker and stuff. So he can pack a punch a little bit,
Right. That's Thor.
He
can do something. Yeah.
I don't know what, but he can do something.
He'll start chipping away at Galactus's fingernail.
You know what? Hey, maybe Galactus got some long nails. You don't got nail clippers? Bring out Thor. Come on.
Well, he'll get a
mani-pedi.
No. What is it called? It hurts.
Oh, hangnail?
Yeah. He'll get Galactus will get a hangnail and be out of the fight.
Thor? Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Solid choice.
Clip away at those cuticles, Thor. Come on, let's get at it.
Solid choice.
My fourth choice is Wong. It's another sorcerer. He's got a little bit more experience in the mystical arts than Doctor Strange. And I
Right.
feel like, you're going to need a mystic to whatever. I mean, hey, when all of the sanctums were up and running, they acted as a safeguard against any, you know how they created the like force field around Earth or whatever. Anyways, it's not that big of a deal. It has nothing to do with Wong per se. It's just kind of a cool thing. So whatever.
That's
my last choice is going to be Cersei from Eternals. Cersei was the only one to turn an entire Celestial into stone. That's if you've got to add that to your Galactus team.
I'd rather everybody die in every universe.
I'd rather Earth be destroyed in a horrific and violent way.
Well, would it be horrific?
Yeah, it'd be quick.
Yeah, you just eat them.
I guess that's all that really matters.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's it in terms of that whole segment, which was super fun and awesome.
Yeah,
but we've also got some questions. So here's the thing. A while ago, before I even really started the podcast, I was like, you know what? Why don't I just ask people if they have any questions about pop culture or whatever? Now, of course, I didn't actually pick it up when I asked those questions. So that was awkward. But we're going to answer the questions that were asked back then. And then I also sent out a poll sometime recently. If you don't follow us on Instagram, go follow us at Pop Culture Roundup.
Right.
On Instagram. Super cool. We post a bunch of polls and questions and fun things like that.
Yes, sir.
First question comes from Ben. He says, how long do you think it'll take DC to gain momentum again?
Ooh.
Yeah. And we just came fresh off of Black Adam, which you haven't seen yet. I have.
I'll be seeing it on Tuesday.
Tuesday, he's seen it. So
100%. The tickets are bought. So Tuesday, I will be seeing it.
Yeah.
Pick up. I think you need at least 3 consistent movies.
Yeah.
That do like you need 3 solid movies in a row.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I mean, I like some of their ideas right now. Like the whole Batman's universe, how they're trying to do shows. I think it's shows on certain villains.
Yep.
I think that's an amazing idea. That is brilliant if they do it correctly.
Right.
We see how Marvel's doing with shows, and they've been rushing, and like we've criticized them for what they've been doing. So if DC does what DC does with shows, which is DC does amazing with shows. If they just take their time, a good majority of DC shows are solid, and you can't disagree with that.
Okay. Just keep going.
Okay. I think DC shows are that. Anyway, I think if they take their time with it and really focus on plot, character building, I think it'll go tremendous. Yeah. It'll be amazing. So I think you need 3 solid movies. And if you could get that universe going and having it be successful, I think that's when it really starts taking off.
Yeah. Cause, I don't know if you've heard this, but The Rock has come out and said that Black Adam is basically like the first movie in phase 1.
Right.
If that's the case, oof. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say.
Okay.
Because, wow.
That's funny.
That's man. I agree with you. We don't need some, those were all right movies. Those are good, solid movies.
Right.
And so, man, how long will it take? I think you're right. But I think even the Batman universe is not set in the DC extended universe, which is like where everything's connected. So.
Well, then at least it'll be a start. It'll show that they can produce something good if they do it correctly.
Exactly. So it's going to take some time.
It will take some time.
To say the least.
A couple of years.
Our next question comes from Andrew. He's one of the founding members of this podcast. How do you feel Marvel, DC, and Star Wars should handle recasting roles of deceased actors? Now, this actually comes at a really great time because Black Panther Wakanda Forever is about to come out. Obviously, we know they didn't recast Chadwick.
Right.
How do you feel like that should be handled? But contrastly, we also have Harrison Ford coming in as Thunderbolts, which the actor for him did die. William, yeah. So
I think it really depends on the character. Because I'm okay with the recast for Harrison Ford. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Me and Ryder, my buddy out here, we were talking about recasts and just superheroes in general. And he brought up a really good point. It's how you perceive the hero. Every writer has a different perception of the hero and how they go about their stories, whether, it's good or bad, like however you want to make it, but it's up to the writer on how you perceive a hero. So I think it's good right now that they didn't recast for Chadwick. I think it's, in my opinion, very respectful. I think they're going about it in a good way, but I wouldn't want them to just flat out be done with Black Panther.
Right.
I think that is a disservice to what Chadwick Boseman has put into Black Panther. I think 10 years, if that, down the line, you make a new Black Panther. Because how long is Marvel even going to go? We don't know. We can't say. So there's a good chance they could revamp. They could start all over and make a whole new storyline, brand new Iron Man, brand new Captain America that we've never seen or even like heard their storyline before. Yeah. There's so much that they can do. And I feel like down the road would be a good time to bring in a new Black Panther and go at a different story.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, I don't know. I think even for me personally, like when they do the Avengers Secret Wars, if they want to do a different variant of Black Panther for that movie, maybe not having like such a significant role in it, but having a decent sized role, I wouldn't personally be super upset about that. Now, if we're talking the main universe, yeah, give it time like that. And I think you're right. It does really play into, okay, what's the perception of this character? Not a whole lot of people, as much as like, I'm sad to see the original actor for Thunderbolt Ross go. Like I'm super sad about that. We don't have that much of an emotional connection to that character. Right. Therefore, okay, like if you want to recast, but for things like Star Wars, nobody should be recast as Leia, at least not like the Leia that we know right now. Nobody should be recast as Leia. It's just that character was that person. There is no replacing it. It is weird to see the contrast between Marvel and Star Wars. Yeah. And I guess the difference being that like there was no previous content or like comic book to establish the character before the actor. Like once the actor came, that was the character. So whatever. Casey, another one of the founding members of the podcast, asks, which MCU project are you looking forward to the most that it hasn't come out yet?
It'll have to be between two. Okay. I'm not including the second Black Panther just because it's right around the corner, and I am excited about that. But new faces into MCU is what I'm hyped for. So I'm going with Fantastic Four and Deadpool 3.
Super cool. Yep.
Yeah, I think those are fun. It's like I said, it's bringing new characters into the MCU. I've told you this. I've always liked the Fantastic Four movies. Besides Silver Surfer, that was the only trash one. But I didn't think the Fantastic Four movies were bad. They could have done better. Yeah. But they weren't bad. Right. So I think if you botch this one, the Fantastic Four are dead. Yeah. They're done. You've tried 3 times. Like 3 times, you're out. Yeah. So I think you have to go at it very carefully, and you really have to emphasize on a solid plot. Yeah. Don't throw away your plot. Yeah. have it be a consistent story and just give us a great plot.
Yep.
Don't throw away the plot.
Yeah.
Please. Because that'll ruin the movie. 100%. I promise you. That'll be the deciding factor on it, is if they decide to really focus and dedicate this movie to a solid Marvel movie.
Yeah.
But just give us what you've put out before. So, and then I love Ryan Reynolds, and I love that Hugh is coming back. And they placed it in a timeline where it's not touching Logan. So I appreciate it.
I would really appreciate if it was set in the MCU itself.
Is it not?
No. I think it is. I'm just saying, like, I would really, if they,
okay.
If they decide, I don't know why, but whatever. Yeah, I think I'm actually, as much as I've been disappointed by Marvel lately, I think I'm actually really excited for a lot of the projects coming out. Black Panther, I think, is the one I'm most excited about right now, just because it is so close and because it looks like it's actually going to be a good quality movie. Knocking on wood on that. Yeah. I'm really excited for Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania because of Kang, and because they're also going to have MODOK in there.
What?
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, it's cool. Sometimes you learn.
You wouldn't have watched the trailer anyway, but it hasn't even come out yet, so I need to watch what I say, because I realize that I give a lot of spoilers away just nonchalantly because I think everybody knows. That's not the case ever.
It's cool because it's whatever.
Yeah.
It's not plot.
You're not probably going to like how they're doing MODOK.
Probably not.
Probably not, but whatever.
It's whatever. I don't really care for the character, so it's whatever. He's
it's a lesser known.
He's whatever.
Whatever. And then Avengers: Secret Wars. I'm very interested to see what they're going to do with that. Deadpool 3. I am probably the most hyped, right underneath Black Panther, because it's a Wolverine and Deadpool team up movie.
How can you not be excited?
How can you not be excited for that?
Right.
Last question. It came from actually a couple of people. What are your thoughts on the She-Hulk finale?
I thought it was good. I liked it.
Amazing.
I liked it. I think they broke the fourth wall for too long.
Okay.
If it was a little bit shorter, I would have greatly appreciated it. I loved it, though. I loved the whole breaking the fourth wall thing. I thought it was funny. Yeah. I don't think bringing Daredevil back in was necessary. I thought that was kind of stupid. He literally came out of nowhere. I thought it was pretty stupid. Yeah. That's my opinion. But I like She-Hulk as the show. I did
too.
I don't think it's that bad.
Yeah.
Ty.
I know.
You hear this? But he brings up good points. Ty brings up good points.
He does.
And I understand it. But out of what we've been getting, I liked the show. I knew what I was getting myself into. Yeah. I knew that quality hasn't been greatest, so I had to lower my expectations. But even then, not a bad show.
Yeah, I agree. I think I loved it. I would have loved a good old-fashioned, like, all-out action scene where, all these Hulks are fighting or whatever.
Right.
But I think at the end of the day, like, I'm not disappointed. I really, really loved it. And I love that they brought in Kevin Feige too, or, at least the reference of like Kevin Feige, and
that was hilarious.
All of the details in that scene too. So yeah, sweet. Well, this is the episode for this week.
Woo-hoo.
Any closing remarks?
Goodbye.
Adios.